So howdy everyone, welcome back to more for Silent Hill F, the quest for the true ending. I'm the Black Shadow. We are back in the Dark Shrine, making decent progress through the game. Honestly, just getting through the second part of Ebisuga Oka, getting through Scarecrow Fields, and Rinko doing very, very bad things to us. So, in the midst of this, we have managed to find a couple of the Jizo statues, which we've been needing to get hold of in the actual proper town, so that we can look to, there's 5 in total, and if we can get them all some certain items, then we might be able to break a spell, apparently, that has been placed to hide the location of the sacred sword. Which,
There he is.
you know, we're working on, but it's taking some
Can't wait
time.
for me to catch up.
Nope, definitely not. But overall progress is, we're making decent work there. We're also still seeing things that are... Oh, wow, I actually don't have space for that, huh? I do not. I'll get back to the moment. We're also still finding as well little differences in the game. We're learning more about the history of Ebisuga Oka. That apparently it was originally a haven for warriors from the defeated Tyra clan. But it's very possible that the entire area of the village may have already been cursed by the time they got there, and that is leading somewhat into the mess that we find ourselves involved with now. But, well, we've still got a bit of distance to learn until we get that full answer. We also still need to work out, one of the conditions for the endings is to find the Ogura no Hotai Sama. That's what it said, but we have no idea what that is, where to find it, how to find clues to its location. We have got absolutely no clues for this whatsoever. Which is, not good. Not good at all. I can't get in there. Interesting.
I better get going.
That looks important. So yeah, plenty of work that we're undergoing, and we're making good progress, but there is still much more to be learned as well. We're hearing as well about, like, kids that apparently been having to deal with, like, that chase like foxes and been attacked. There was a kid that did, and then he said, "Oh no, actually I'm fine," and the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with him. Lots of little clues remaining still. We're getting there, everyone.
What's that?
We're getting there. Right, so this is a little bit different. Normally, this whole area here is totally empty and safe for you to explore until you get hold of the missing item that you require. But it seems like now, in New Game Plus, the game is going to throw enemies at you here, and we might have to get involved. I've not actually used this blade before. I don't know how effective this may or may not be. About to find out. That effective. I.e., not hugely. Not huge. And of course, out here as well, you can take out enemies, but they will eventually regenerate, as we've got no way to cleanse their the dark parts of their souls. So that's a problem. We're going to need to resolve that. We are finding offerings, which is good. We have got a couple of emas still knocking about. That we do need to find enough faith so we can actually use those to improve our abilities, which would be, pretty useful. Pretty important. Something we should probably invest in. Oh, shit. Yeah, even this isn't like... Yeah, that is... That's a disappointing level of damage. That's for damn sure. Hold on. We never entered this in the first one, did we? I bet we can. Because we have the brooch. The brooch. Jesus. It's the mask. Drain from the sacrifice her blood, sparing not a drop, and add onto it wine that has been distilled 8 times over. Spare her body of its earthly viscera and fill it instead with rice that has been mixed with the master's saliva before sealing it shut with needle and thread. In the dark shall the vessel rest undisturbed until the redolent odour of wine rises from her skin. Adore her in fine garments befitting a bride, then set her afloat on a raft of straw so her blood wine may seep into the water's surface. Do this, and into the depths shall she sink, quelling the wrath that waits below. That sounds pretty bad. I'd say that sounds pretty bad. I'd say that's good. But the rest of it, yeah, pretty. I just realised what all this is. Jesus. It is a core tenet of Shintoism that each land throughout all Japan is protected by its own deities. From this, people pray to the gods so that they and their lands might be blessed. In turn, their belief strengthens the gods and gives them the ability to better protect the land in a beneficial cycle of reciprocation. Thus, the bond between humans and gods is vital to the prosperity of both. If the underlying strength of this bond can indeed be explained through mortal blood, then the reason for the gods joining themselves in sacred matrimony to mortals who call their land home becomes evident. But it is through the addition of their blood that the bond between mortal and god is strengthened. Right, so we saw an earlier document of this this journalist here, or whoever it was, kind of exploring all this. It was like, well, why on earth would a divine being ever want to, like, wed or, you know, be involved with, like, pathetic mortals? That wouldn't possibly be a reason why. If this is true, then I should think that frequent upholding such forms of unification would be best for all involved. However, in practice, marital bonds between mortal and deity are vanishingly rare. I wonder why. It is a mystery why this is so. Or perhaps I find the greater mystery to be, why was I chosen? Who wrote this? Because we've got the journalist who's detailing all the Jizo section, and we're finding all this stuff, which we do not know who the author of this stuff is. That concerns me. Great.
Sorry. I'll hold on to it for a bit.
This is different. This is very different. So this used to be talking about, like, the lightning blade. Many alternative theories exist about the origin of the name Inadama. One such theory suggests that a man commissioned the blade, then gifted it to Oina, who was to be his Zuma, or wife, upon their wedding. Another theory states that due to Inazuma also meaning bountiful harvest, the name was meant to represent the family's wish for continued prosperity for generations to come. Do you mean that commissioned the blade to be given to his wife upon their wedding? Do you mean like Foxmask giving us the Naginata? This is the thing that is slightly throwing me, is that there are definitely occasions where there are like documents in the same place as old documents, but they are not what they used to be. And that is definitely throwing me for a loop. No doubt about that. Not confusing at all. What isn't confusing is that we do have... I'm going to actually set one of those off as well. Is that gives us 1600 faith, which means we can actually improve something else. Can we just go for stamina here and just get that improved? Like, having a high stamina is damn useful. AE, like one of those. Yeah, sure, that's good for me. We will improve our stamina once more. Still only got one more EMA now, so I can probably be a little bit more picky, perhaps. We'll take our 12 bits of sanity that we've got left, which ain't much, but, you know, it's... I tell myself that it's something, you know.
Finally.
But hey. Obviously, this...
It's no use. It won't open.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Yeah, now it's the J key. We need the thing. Alright then. That brings us to this. So, I might be reading a little bit too much into this, but I feel like I understand the symbolism of this fight a lot better now. Also, this fight's still fucking hard, I'm sure. So, you traitor! My theory is that there are there's two parts to this fight and why it is what it is. Now we know a lot more about like fuck you about like kind of what you know, the thoughts potentially between Hinako and Sakuko, and the perhaps animosity that had brewed with Sakuko, and like feeling that Hinako was just kind of leave her behind for her own sake and that whatever else, which I think, you know, fair enough, that makes a degree of sense. However, I think there's also more going on here regarding the appearance of what we're seeing here. And I think that comes more to... Remember, this is like the Inari Shrine? I just had to run and hope that all works itself out. So this is Inari land, basically, right? But of course, Sakuko effectively resembles the old shrine, you know, the Senensugi faith. So it makes sense, the Inari, being that it was kind of old and usurped and took it over.
Sakuko, please stop this! That,
you know, anything with the old faith would be, you know, kind of looked at and shown to be, you know,
Come back.
old and evil and rotting. So it makes sense that, like, the depiction of Sakuko is what it is, I think. Again,
Stop it, please.
I could be looking into this a bit too heavily. I was uncomfortably close. go. But that's kind of my thoughts on the matter. Also, I've got to say as well, having this much stamina and the Naginata, which can't break, is really powerful. Really, really powerful. This is a hard fight. Oh shit! Oh no! Ah, it's grim. Personal space, for God's sakes. Ah, shit, I'm gonna take some damage here. I ain't gonna get there in time. You know, I kinda needed that. Right. It's fucking over. I'm going infinite focus. You can go to hell.
Hinako, let's go back together.
Cut it out! You're not Sakugo!
I don't know where she is.
You traitor!
No! Oh, just about. There you are. Got her. But yeah, I might be reading too much into what I'm seeing. But that's my view of it.
Fear not. This is nothing to fret over. Keep my commanders alive. Yield to me. Be good.
If you think I'm wrong, then, you know, let me know. But that's my headcanon. I suspect I'm not going to get a proper answer, so...
To enter this place.
And it makes sense, like, even if it's the old faith, he would view it as evil.
Rest assured, you are safe now.
And we've seen before as well how, like, different people see this differently. You know, when real Hinako comes down, like, things just look differently.
To live in this world is to walk amidst impurities.
Of all the shit that's about to happen. I'd say that's nightmare fuel.
Hinako! Hey! Wake up!
You klutz. You fell down the stairs.
Your arm. What happened?
Oh, must have cut my sleeve somewhere.
You don't look bruised or anything. Does it hurt at all?
No, I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
Yes, I'm sure it is, Rinko. Very good to hear. I do recognize in doing this run in such an abridged way that this is largely a lot of what you're watching is going to be cutscenes,
Let's go.
which is
There's
fine.
no time to waste.
All right. Come on.
I mean, there's a
You're
bit
going
of
to protect me,
saturating,
right?
but
I'm not
yeah.
tough like Hinako, you know?
Yeah. Don't worry. Stay close to me. All right. Let's head to my place. Back road, then mountain, then highway. I'll take the front. Partner, take the back.
Got it.
I'll stay behind you, Shu. It's safest in the middle.
It's one of my favorite parts of this game. Rinko's just like, I wish death upon you and your family and your family's family and everyone you ever knew. Apart from Shu.
Me.
She's alright. Good times. Right. From here, we now need to make the very, very, very lengthy journey across town to the middle school, through the mountain path, and eventually to Shu's house. I don't know how much stuff is going to be different here. I suspect probably... I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much stuff may or may not be different, but regardless, we've got some work to do. I don't know how much of this is going to make the actual series, the video or not. We'll see. But regardless, if I don't, I'll see you later.
Let's head for the middle school. We can take the mountain path from there. It's gonna take us a while, but we can avoid town. All right then. Let's move.
You know, Shu, Rinko, you two are cowards. I believe in my own abilities. Let's go get ourselves some. I'll cut my way through to middle school. One foolish, evil demon after another. You see, Sakako? It's gonna be all fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Nothing horribly bad happening to me at all. Nope. You see? I'm not getting bodied by the enemy. I don't come here and find every route is actually blocked so you can't progress even if you want to. What a ridiculous suggestion that is. Yeah, you do not want to go up there. I was just curious. I didn't do that previously. I was curious to know if you can actually progress anything up there. The answer is I decided no. Right, everyone. So we are all the way here, down the other side of town now, heading towards the middle school as an intermediary. Honestly, I have noticed basically nothing different in this chapter from the original game. It might be possible that I may have missed a thing or two, but personally, I've not noticed any differences. Now, that might also be because this is your second opportunity to go through all of these areas, but there is quite a lot of differences. So maybe you may have missed some stuff first time, like up here in the fields, further on into town itself, you know, going back up here to get hold of the Sakuko's Spider Omori, which is really strong, by the way. You should definitely look to get hold of it if you can. But outside of that, I've not noticed a whole lot that's particularly different, in all honesty. Here's the other side of the bridge that's broken out again. And that's totally fine. To be fair, like, if you're hunting around and looking for stuff, you're probably, yeah, like either retreading ground for items that you've missed, or you're making work to get towards, say, like, the UFO ending. It should be noted as well, like, this chapter is basically the best chapter to get the UFO ending. You might be able to get it in your first spin to Rinko's house, possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but you can definitely get it on the way back through this part of the game. And you know what? I figure I'm actually going to go ahead and show that off. Like, what the hell? It's not actually that hard to trigger. UFO endings typically are like notoriously take a long time or are just really awkward to get hold of. This one ain't so bad. Research Journal Photo 3, by the way. Here's the first thing that has been different. Okay. It's our third statue location. I don't know where that is. That looks like it's probably in the mountain path area. Probably before the school, judging by how this game's been running. I can make sense of that. There are a number of damaged Jizo statues in the hollows of the Divine Tree. I saw old and broken tolls laid in front of the statues, most likely so that they could be laid to rest, as was per the custom in the religion. We've heard about this before. The sacred sword came far before the Inari faith. As such, Jizo statues are more likely than Inari statues to be used as anchors for sealing the sword. Makes sense. It seems I'll need to look into beliefs that are older than the Inari faith to find the sacred sword. So we have location number 3, which is somewhere in the mountain path. We'll have to work that out. But first, we have a problem that I'm going to need to deal with. What the hell? I'll give you this one. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. Oh! 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 That's bad. You don't believe I just went fucking max faith. Oh, this is fucked. Like, utterly fucked. Heal! Jeez, my statue could be around here is the problem. That fucking thing's chasing me down. Maybe it's not. Fuck it. It is hunting crazily for me. Dear God. Bad times, everyone. Bad times. I did not mean to do that. I meant to enshrine the carcass. Back up to about 900 faith, which ain't too bad. We are stuck up these Arares. I don't want to use them. They're decent for faith, so that's probably fine. Alright. So, let's have a look and see if we can't figure out where we might find a Jizo statue. This goes towards the school, which I don't want to take. Look around a bit first. Ah, another email. Right. I don't recall that being there the first time round. Maybe I came here and missed it. Maybe I never came here at all. You know? I don't know. I don't have a clue. Just keep looking, I guess. Look at that picture again. Barrels. Some statues on the left. It's in here. Here it is. Indecipherable, huh? Whoa, what in the... Oh! I see. So if you go to the statue before you have the item, you can get a clue and a vision of where to find what you're looking for. Okay. I didn't know that. That is good knowledge. Wasn't aware that was going to be a thing. Well, that's nice, rather than having to scour around randomly for an item which could be literally anywhere. That was on the other side of this bridge, wasn't it? It's not this side. Yeah.
Damage from the typhoon. It's still here.
It's over there. Alright, we'll have to go and get it. Give me a second.
Me and Shu used to hang out around here a long time ago.
See those scarecrows now in the distance? That's uncomfortable. Some broken gator sandals. All of them did for us for a long time, but is now cracked beyond repair. Bit nasty in a way putting this here in the sense that you have to do this right now. Because once you head towards Shu and Rinko there, this all gets locked off. You can't go back here. So if you don't do this right now, you're gonna need to reload your game. So I'm not gonna knock the game for it. It's just notable that it's a little bit tight on the timing there. Very little room to maneuver, so it's a bit unfortunate. It's a bit unfortunate. Right. Good. Good. So we don't know anything about what the item was. No real clues for that, but it's fine. That is 3 of 5. Good stuff. But yeah, outside of that, this entire area has been basically the same as previously. Which, you know, is not a big deal. Hey, saves on editing.
You two stay here and rest. I'll be back.
You know what? I've just realized something that I feel like I should have spotted sooner. The whole Hinako, the Rinko stuff. Now that I've kind of realized that what's going on, she's kind of like being influenced by all the Inari stuff going around. What we're seeing with Shu is that it's an extreme reliance on him for like anything and everything. Is of course what we saw eventually with Dark Hinako and Fox Mask, and it's the whole crux of the game about, you know, independence and all that sort of stuff. So it makes a degree of sense now, all things being equal, and I get it. Cool.
Been here since graduation.
Huh. They're already here. You know what? I guess that makes a degree of sense. And you know what, actually? That brings up a good point. Do I, remember how to access my journal? Not that. No, I don't think I do. I was wondering if I had all my information from the previous run for like all of the stuff here. Of all that, you know, the all the codes and the girl code and all that stuff, but it don't really seem like I have a huge amount of it, so. Oh yeah, here's the Hote-sama. This is about the only thing we know about it is this entry from early in the game. A clear medicinal infusion with a deep red color. Natural remedy is a traditional folk medicine used to alleviate and offer pain relief and can either be ingested or applied to the affected area. Hote-sama's cure and is still favored by a small minority of the town's elderly population to distaste for modern medicine. We need to find this somewhere. Alright, so we're here in the middle school now. And I think that gives us the ability to improve our sanity, which is also incredibly low right now. Beautiful, there we are, we're getting going. So, I don't know if the next demo will go into this. I do kind of want to get another Omori slot. Definitely just due to the fact that, like, there are a few... There's a couple I would like to have on top of what we've got, but it just kind of, you know, it is what it is a little bit, you know. Yeah, all the flower stuff outside we're doing at the moment. So, one thing I'm curious, though, about is, like... I'm now at the point where I'm not convinced with the puzzles are different. And maybe I could have put this in hard mode so I would have had different puzzles. And that wouldn't have been against that. But does that mean if I remembered what the codes were for each person, that technically I could just go into the various locker rooms and just solve the puzzles and be done with this? And just skip basically everything here? Like, probably. Like, do I remember Takeshi's code here? I mean, I don't. But maybe that's a thing I could have done. That's a bit uncomfortable. I'm not going in there right now. Not doing that. Huh. Okay. The school certainly has a few differences dotted about, that's for sure. Just a few. It's a trap! It's a trap! It's a trap! You know, I mean, I probably should have seen them coming. Although it is notable, the scarecrows are out here, but there's no big giant fucking blob monster. Whatever that's called. That was the moment we brought me happy with first here, is just getting constantly harassed by that damn thing. Not anymore though. I'm not inherently against this. Maybe it's a case of, like, the game actually is going to get more different the further we go. Like, we still haven't really stepped a whole lot into, like, what else is happening around the... Oh, yeah, look at all this. This is bad news. It hasn't stepped a whole lot into, like, all the stuff that is, like, kind of going on under the hood. Maybe as we get closer into the actual depths of the game, we'll find out more about that. For the time being, we're just kind of collecting the parts. Looking to get hold of the sacred sword. Maybe it's getting the sacred sword itself that is kind of the... that's kind of the trigger for a lot of the different stuff to happen, perhaps. Possible. It's possible. But yeah, I remember coming up here and it was hell. It was bad news around here. That's not to say that it isn't going to be, because I don't know what around here is going to try and murder me. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point. Wait, what? This... I don't remember this. No. I definitely didn't remember this. I found mention of a transition from the water dragon faith to the divine tree faith in historical records dating from around the middle of the Kamakura period. There it is written that a peculiar monk donning multiple masks and measuring over 10 shaku, about 3 meters in height, visited Ebisugaoka, a frankly ridiculous overstatement. That monk brought people to the Great Cedar Tree, later to be idolized in the Divine Tree faith, and told them the following. You who may fear the water dragon's wrath, quake no more, for the beast grows weak and prepares for slumber. It is none other than this great tree that has sapped the evil from it. Devote yourselves to the great tree, and it shall keep that beast subdued until the end of time. Upon hearing the monk's words, the people of Ebisugaoka abandoned the water dragon faith and converted to the divine tree. However, in time, the divine tree faith would also begin to change. Being a settlement hidden away from society, the residents had no way for trading with the outside world, and so they were forced to treat their tools with extra care. It was from this unique culture that the Suku Megami faith was born. Local historical records state that old tools would be brought to the hollows of the divine tree and offered to the gods, once again further warping the religion. Between 3-meter tall monks, giant sacred cedars, and dragons, do humans simply sense divine presence in anything larger than themselves? How utterly ridiculous. So we're learning a lot more about the lore going behind it. So the divine tree sort of religious stuff wasn't even the first thing here. The first things that they believed was from the water dragon head, one of the heads of Orochi that had landed, flew here many, many years ago and had cursed a lot of the land. And the people seeking, I guess, some sort of respite ended up getting devoted to the divine tree, and they converted to try and protect themselves. But obviously has its own limitations, we'll say. Get the Rabbit Omori for our troubles. Press heavy attack, immediately outperforming a perfect dodge to deal a powerful counter.
I bet I could use this.
I don't think that's that bad. I'd say that's probably at least solid. Hinako, Kimie, Kanta, Sachie, Sakuko, Rinku, Shu, Kodayuki. To the revered fox, my ancestor, I thank you for your divine revelation. Your will shall be done. How everyone died. We know about the last three. Kodayuki, wishes will come true. Hold on a sec. I need to check something. Do we have... Not this. Do we have a list of our documents? This is what I was looking for here. This was what I was looking for. We saw these letters around the park of someone that was very friendly to Hinako way, way back when they were young, but suddenly had to move out of nowhere. And the boy's name was Kodayuki. And I think it's the same Kodayuki that all these letters were about here. The handsome boy. That was definitely the clue. They were very next to each other. Yeah, you are different from those delinquents who run around town. You have noble blood running through your veins. Of Seneki lineage. And then there were other stuff as well, what we saw over the course of time. And the last one, Kodayuki Fujitori. This is the medical record we found at the doctor's station. The wound below his left eye is particularly deep and shows considerable risk of scarring. By arrival, doctors couldn't find anything wrong. When questioned, he pointed that he felt completely fine. Is it? Is this Kodayuki? Maybe? I feel like the hints are there. It would explain how he knows Hinako incredibly well. It would explain why there's clearly I don't know if attachment's the word, but connection might be the more of the proper word. He got taken away. It doesn't explain a whole lot about why exactly he's doing the things that he eventually does to Hinako. That's not explained. But maybe his time here got him he was influenced by the Inari faith, perhaps, and it continued to do so. But I think that Fox Mask is Kodayuki. And they were old classmates. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Has anyone tried to rope you into playing the Fox's Sacrifice game before? You basically just write a bunch of names on the blackboard and the fox will tell everyone's future. One of those people will also be granted good luck. There are spiritual powers at work here, mark my words. And the fox isn't telling people their future, it's deciding them for itself. And it makes sense, because if that was the case, Kodayuki is ultimately the one that has become like the embodiment of Inari's will and trying to take the dark half of Hinako, turn it into the Shirakumu, and do all this crazy shit that's been happening around town. But what happened if that's the case? Like, I'm literally just doing this as we go here in live time here. But this feels way too important. But I think we figured out the identity of Fox Mask. But it doesn't explain why. Why would he do all the crazy shit that he's been doing? How has he found his way into the spirit world? Why would he do these things? Does he think that this is the best way for him to finally get to be together with Hinako? Or is something perhaps compelling him to do so? I don't have those answers right now, and I wish I did. I wish I did. But now I really feel like we're getting to grips with what's really happening here.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone.
Junko. Where?
Did you have fun playing with your friends? You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes.
Junko.
You're going to kill them with your own hands. You can do it. Isn't that why you're here?
What are you?
I'd say that sounds pretty foreboding and terrible. Yeah. Pretty foreboding and terrible. I think that is the best way to describe that situation. Oh boy.
It's already made it this far.
Right, so... We still don't know, as I just go exploring around here for a moment, we still don't know a whole lot about what's going on in regards to, It's anything important there. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted there. We still don't know a whole lot about Junko yet. Like, we don't quite know why she's seemingly so, like, pressed with the Inari. But I guess there is a degree of sense that, like, it's because of the family. And, you know, like, she was, you know, incredibly beautiful, that sort of thing. And basically being groomed, you know, from early age to get married and, you know, be subservient and all that stuff. And, you know, all the stuff that the Inari kind of wants to happen and, you know, the like. I still think perhaps it's a little bit much, though, that it's like, you know, she so strenuously is willing to do basically anything for the Inari, but maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point.
We'll stand guard while you're sleeping.
Nighty-night, Hinako.
Yeah. Even if there are a couple of things that maybe are the same,
Come on. You like that sort of thing, don't you?
but different, but were the same to the first spin of this game. Even knowing what we know now, like, you just inherently view it differently.
You saved my life and laid claim to my soul. In turn, I shall save your soul by claiming the life of your own self.
And yeah, I think this now, this is making more and more sense as we see it. So, just a quick pause here. Do you remember, going back to the playground again, we saw a flashback of there was a boy that was, like, getting attacked. And it was it by a fox or someone? I can't quite recall. And Hinako came and, like, fended it off and saved him. It was clearly him. And now it makes more sense. In either his infinite wisdom or some kind of compulsion that's being used against him, Fox Mask is trying to, quote, repay the debt. And when he says by claiming the life of her old self, that means initial Hinako, not the new one in the Dark Shrine. It has to be. Like, I'm sure of it. Wait a minute, this...
Do not push yourself. You need rest.
Hold on. This is post-ritual. it's already happened.
It was agonizing. But you were strong. You have persevered, Hinako. Now, onward we go.
I guess having Geordie drunk the fluid, like, that's basically, like, imbued the Inari in amongst her. Also, all the ritual stuff, like, do we need to see that again? I don't know if I want to see that again. I'm so glad I paused that the first song to about Kyoto when I did. That turned to be a really good decision. But yeah. So now we have access to all of the... Yeah, here we are. When starting the game with a completed file, using an offering that recovers sanity will also fill up the Kudzu seal. Okay. When starting the game with a complete file, Soul Siphon will be able to affect multiple inanimate enemies in a small area. So not only do we already have access to all this stuff, they're even stronger. Interesting. Interesting.
It's a beautiful arm. Even the blood is alluring.
Oh. Thank you very much.
I've just realized something. Someone very diligently realized that's a Triforce in the midst of that door seal. That's kind of cool. And secondly, if we've already got the arms and all this stuff, but we still have to get rid of the past. I think we are about to see what everything that we've come to expect from this game so far, I think is about to go completely off the page. Like, to have this so early now, everything changes from here. Nothing will be the same. Oh boy. Alright everyone, I'm going to have to call it here. This video from my side has gone for over 2 hours, so I've got to sort this out. But I will thank you for watching. Next time, we're going to continue this path here as we learn more of what's going on. We think we know who that is now. And we think we know maybe why he's doing the things he's doing, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's still gaps. There's still things we need to work out. We still need to work out how the hell we're going to stop all this. We shall see. Thanks for watching, everyone. And next time, a little mini bonus episode, because you've all been really nice this year. And I'm feeling a bit benevolent for Christmas. Yes, I know it's October. Don't judge me. I'll see you then.